can't be emotional, you have to be like big and strong, kind of just like the very toxic masculinity that a lot of people perpetuate.
Weak, dumb, conforming to men.
Men have to be the ones that take care of their family. They have to be the ones with the job that gets money, gets like food on the table.
Stereotypes that women face is stuff that they're like generally weaker than men in everything. They're worse at sports, they don't drive well, they're always meant to be in the kitchen and just like kind of taking care of their...
Men face some stereotypes around, there's some physical ones, so like how we have to look, have a certain like stigma, and then also like emotionally. Sometimes we're not supposed to show as much emotion or like display feelings.
Women aren't as strong, women are bad at STEM, women aren't as good at math and science.
I do know friends who really go out of their way to be muscular, like in an unhealthy manner. Like I know a friend who like takes drugs just to like look bigger, like muscular.
People think that I should be able to do things that I can, and it sucks. Or like having to like be afraid to walk alone in the dark.
I think mostly emotionally, because like I think feelings are a good thing to have and express, and I feel like sometimes it's like it can be a little frustrating that I'm not allowed to display how I'm actually feeling, and I just need to like put on a front and be like, oh, I'm tough, etc. You know?
They hold a lot of people back from like actually expressing like their thoughts and feelings, and especially because like it's typically seen like not okay to be like emotional or like cry, and so I think that holds a lot of people back.
A lot of people just look at women as less, so they look at me as less in everything, like having a job, going to school for certain things.
Well, throughout elementary school I wasn't really encouraged to do math and science as much as English and history, so that kind of made me much more like focused on English and history and less interested in math and science.
Like with the walking alone thing, I have to like ask people to walk with me, which kind of sucks that it kind of works that way, but you have to take precautions sometimes. Like it's better to be safe than sorry.
It does have an impact on me in some way or another. The way I dress, the way I appear. I always want to try and look big and tall and muscular, just like the stereotype.
I think definitely sometimes I've like put on a front, just like, oh, push those feelings, I don't have those, or like I feel the need to like go to the gym and make sure I look good and like fit the stereotype, especially like being in college.
I definitely find myself like I'll like kind of present myself more masculine around like individuals I don't know, especially like other guys. Talk about myself in like in full honesty.
Sometimes when people do look down on me like this, I just go along with it and I just take it and decide, oh, they're right, and that's just how I'm gonna be. Like, for example, in sports, I would say like people would be like, oh, well, you're never gonna be as fast as the boys, and then I would just kind of give up and stop trying because I just thought that they were being honest.
I never really wanted to be in STEM. I was always like kind of encouraged to like go after something focused on like humanities, which for a really long time has been more of like a female dominated field, while STEM has been like male dominated.
I try to talk to people as much as I can about like my emotions, especially like with people I'm close to. I feel like it's okay to talk about them, but still sometimes I feel like I get held back when like I don't openly do it. I just like to a closed group.
I don't really care what people think in terms of like how a girl should act, whether we should be like pretty all the time or we have to like wear tight clothes or we have to, you know, wear dresses or skirts or whatever. Like if I wear a dress, I wear it because I want to.
Telling guys especially about like being themselves and like not trying to be someone that they don't want to be or they want to be, but it's just very hard to attain. Like education is the best way of like telling someone or telling guys that just be yourselves.
It's a lot with like the way I dress. I feel like I wear kind of more like not traditional like guy clothes, like the like knee-high socks, not knee-high, but like the very like high socks and like basketball shorts and a shirt regardless of the weather. Like I like to have fun with my clothing.
The one that women aren't supposed to be in like STEM and science and math, I'm going to largely STEM school and I'm majoring in architecture, so just in that I think that I am challenging those stereotypes by showing that women can be in science and math.
I'm a liberal studies major, so the liberal studies program is in College of Science and Math. So that's probably the main way, because they put a really big focus on teachers learning these skills so they can sort of impact the younger generation. I've been taking so many, I've taken this science class for this entire quarter, and it's really interesting, and I never really was interested in it before. So
Don't assume just because someone acts or does something a certain way, don't assume that they are a certain way. Stop assuming that people should act ways just because they're a girl or a boy. Like, boys don't always have to hold back their feelings, and girls don't always have to act dainty.
Education, like just have like these men and masculinity like sessions with guys, explain to them that you don't have to be a particular like stereotype. You can just be what you want to be.
I think you just need to look past it and realize that there's stereotypes for a reason, and that, like, you know, some of them may be based off the truth, but most of them are just like lies put up, and not everyone, you can't place everyone into one box. And it just, I feel like it goes past just like men's stereotypes too. You gotta realize that everyone's unique and has special feelings and ways they need to do things.
A lot of it has to do with kind of evaluating the behaviors that everyone like has, and then kind of taking that, seeing where we can go from that. A lot of the changes aren't going to happen unless everyone's willing to do it.
I really think that it starts when kids are young, so I don't think parents have been doing it on purpose, but I think it's very obvious, like it's a girl or a boy, and if it's a girl she wears pink, and if it's a boy he wears blue and stuff like that, and they just put them in certain clubs, certain sports, and tell them that they want to be certain jobs, like a girl has to be a ballerina or something like that. So I think if parents just start making it more obvious that really a girl or a boy can do anything that they want to do, that would help end it.
The thing is just to see people equally, like don't really take their gender into account when judging them or making assumptions about them, because a lot of the stereotypes based on gender are generalizations and they don't apply to some or even most of that gender.